terror engineers to the average man on the streets. Your story is a part of the Dominican story. And don't forget, within the Dominican story, we all have a Maria story. Life experiences contributing to the Dominica story with Julie Roberts on Bio Out Loud, Whitey Kubuli Mondays, 7 to 8 p.m. on DBS Radio.
Hi, good night, everyone. Can you hear me?
Is everything okay?
At the NIPP headquarters on 76 King George V Street, Roseau. Attention all gospel music artists in the Commonwealth of Dominica. National Institute for Praise Production, NIPP, is proud to present the first segment of our second annual compete for a chance to win amazing prizes, including studio recording time and cash awards. The NIPP Gospel Song Audition will be held on July 28, 2023, at the NIPP headquarters on 76 King George V Street, Roseau. This event is open to all gospel music artists in the Commonwealth of Dominica who want to take their music to the next level. To register for the audition, simply visit us at 76 King George V Street upstairs Robinson's Bakery, call or WhatsApp us at 265-5462, or email us at nationalinstituteforpraise@gmail.com. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to be a part of the NIPP Gospel Song Contest and showcase your talent to the world. #NIPP Gospel Song Contest #Dominica Gospel Music #Gospel Music Audition #Sing for the Lord #Dominica Music Industry #NIPP Dominica.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Bio Out Loud. I'm so happy to have everyone here with me this evening. If this is your first time seeing the show, welcome. What we do is every Monday night we sit with a Dominican and I help them tell their story. And this evening we're doing the same thing. We have another person here in studio with us and we're going to tell her story. Can you hear me? Good evening.
Yeah, I'm here and I can hear you.
Loud and clear. All right,
Yeah.
Thank you. But before we get into the story with our guest this evening, I really want to pause and thank my sponsor, NIPP, for really being a great sponsor. Sometimes we forget to say thank you, and I really want to say thank you this evening. I took a little while before I took on a sponsor, and I could not have taken on a better one. I appreciate them so much. The 20th of this month is the official audition date that we've been talking about. So you still have a few days left, 4 days to be exact, to go on and send in that gospel song, that original gospel song. You can find the NIPP, find them on the NIPP Facebook page, or you can check out National Institute for Praise Production at gmail.com, or you can simply just call my number if you're having some difficulties. But thank you so much for what you're doing in Dominica. We had Mr. Robinson on last week and he was exceptional. So thank you so much, and thank you to the people who have actually sent their videos in and is actually going to be a part of the competition. Then I also want to say a special happy birthday to anybody celebrating their birthday this evening from the team here at DBS and also Bio Out Loud. We want to wish you a happy birthday. Hope you had a great day. And also to my uncle Roy, happy birthday. A lot of people know him as Jungle. I know I don't look like him, but is my uncle. He's always talking about Babylon things and everything. So, but today we wish you a royal birthday. God bless. Also, the final thing I wanted to talk about tonight before we get in, because I know we're late, is the Uniform Scholarship Program. So every year for the last couple of years, the Julie Roberts Foundation have been sponsoring two students their supplies to school. And by supplies, I mean from the uniform to the shoes, the books, whatever that we can get. But this year we're expanding and doing for four students, two students from primary school and two from secondary school. And we're just urging anyone who feels that they can help. It has been an extremely difficult period for a lot of people. So if you feel like you can help, that you can sponsor a uniform, a shoes, a book, anything, that you can reach out to us as we put the packages together and present this to four lucky families. We have up to the 20th of August to identify the students that we're going to choose. So please work along with us and see how we can make four children happy. You can contact me anytime at 276-6526. All right, so let's get to the show now. We have Miss Janet Azzouz with us here this evening. And I'm sorry I'm not in studios, but we're going to make the best of it. Good evening, Miss Azzouz.
Good evening, Julie.
Thank you for being here with us.
You're welcome. Yeah, I made it through the rain. It started
raining.
It's
raining in town.
Yeah, it started raining just about 6 o'clock, heavy. So
it's a beautiful rainy night in the island of Dominica, because actually raining in Portsmouth also. But thank you for being here with us this evening. For this month, because it has been the Caddis-Calypso month, we've been highlighting all our Caddis-Calypsonian, almost every show we speak to a Caddis-Calypsonian. And this evening, I'm happy to have you, which we will roll back into, but you are the first woman of Cadas. So we could not have ended the month without having you grace us with your royal presence. So thank you for being here with us this evening.
Oh, okay. I'm happy to be here. I'm always happy to be at DBS Radio, doing whatever DBS Radio would like me to do. I remember the first time I visited DBS Radio. I was in school, and our class had come to visit this station. It was a different one. It was Dominica Broadcasting Station or something like that. But and then later I found myself constantly at DBS Radio, releasing songs and talking to people, and so
okay, yes, you've already started with a story. So every week we tend to ask generic questions, and then we get a little more personal, and it's not an interview, it's a conversation. So
okay,
let's do this. Okay, so where were you born? What village in Dominica you were born, and who are your parents, or were your parents?
I was born in Grand Bay, Dominica, and my mother was a lady from Grand Bay, and my father was an Arab man from I think some in the Middle East, Jordan. He was a Jordanian, so I'm half Dominican, half Jordanian. But I'm a Dominican. Okay. I speak patois, so I'm a Dominican.
Well, if you're Grand Bay, and of course you would speak patois. That's a strong thing in Grand Bay.
Right in the middle of the culture. They said that's the cultural capital. Maybe that's why I couldn't escape getting into music, because it was all around me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so where did you go to primary school?
I started going to primary school in Grand Bay, of course, and when I went down to Maho to live with my mother, because in Grand Bay I was living with my grandmother, and then and she got sick, and so they sent me to live. I went to live with my mother now in Maho, who she had moved to Maho to work at Belfast for the Nassif company there. So I went to live with her, and then from that time I started living in Maho. So
okay. So you did a little bit of Maho Primary, and also...
So yeah, I did. I went to Maho Primary. I got a scholarship from Maho School, Maho primary school. It was Massac School, actually. We used to walk from Maho to Massac every morning. That was keeping us fit. And still, we still used to play sports in school. So,
Okay, so it's a Massac Primary. Okay, my bad. Sorry. All
no,
right.
but
So,
it's okay because Maho has a primary school, but they didn't
oh,
have one
okay.
at the time. So all the kids from Maho would walk from Maho to Massac. So it was both
So,
Maho and Massac together.
so do you consider yourself a daughter of Maho also?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not just
I had all
Granby.
my teenage
Okay.
years there. I became a teenager there. I became, well, yeah, I consider myself a Maho person too.
Okay. So, what was your home like? Your home life like? You now moved from your grandma and you went to live with your mom. What was it like? We've had so many people on the show speak about their walking to school for far distances, not having shoes, their mom sacrificing to give them lunch to go to school. So what was your home life like financially? And also, what was it like living just with your mom and not your dad?
Well, it was tough just living with my mother and not having my father around because he was always traveling. He was always out somewhere. He was a businessman, and it was tough just living with my mother alone. But we made it through, and my other brothers and sisters on my mother's side, it's only me with my father. My mother only had me, but she had other kids after me, and we all close. It was a close. We had a close family, but it just was tough. It was tough because she used to wake up every day at about 4 a.m. to start working. She had a shop, and she would wake up every day at about 4 a.m. to start working and everything, and then she had to cook and take care of us and send us to school and everything. So it was tough for us not having a father around because she had to be both, as they used to say at that time. A lot of kids at that time were from single parents, and the mothers used to say they are the mothers and fathers. I'm the mother and father, which was tough on women because my mother, for instance, had 7 of us. So,
Ooh.
and I was the first. So you can imagine I had to be helping, I had to be working in the shop. So from very small, I learned work ethic. I had to be working all the time. Since I would do my homework in the shop, I would bring it and do my homework and sell to people in the shop and do all kinds of things. And I had to start helping since I was very small. So it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It wasn't nice to to be having it like that.
Thank you. Thank you for opening up about that. So I know after your primary school days, of course, you went to convent high school,
Yeah.
and I guess you will tell us a little bit about the quote unquote you being the prettiest girl in convent high
Well,
school, about that mix up.
well, that was an experience when I went to convent. I went and made a mistake, and I said somebody had said an ugly thing. I said that somebody said that was ugly. That was an ugly thing to say. And I guess another person took it and said, Janet said that she's the prettiest girl in convent. And I was mortified. I just didn't know what to do. I couldn't leave it down. There was nothing I could do. The whole of convent high school from first form to sixth form, every time they see me, they say, look, that girl that says she's the prettiest girl in convent. And I couldn't say, no, I didn't say that. That was a made up story. And I just had to just live with it. That's the first time I'm actually talking about that and actually telling my side of it. And thank you for allowing
You're
me to
welcome.
tell my side of that story, because that was just it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. I kept trying to say, oh my God, how am I going to say I did not say that?
But Miss Janet, that was so many years ago, and you still have the
It,
same
you know, that
passion
memory
like it
came
just
back
happened
to me.
yesterday.
Yeah, I guess my some people have different constitutions. Well, mine, I am the kind of person, I don't like people. I never like people to be saying things, and we live in a community where people just say things, that in fact I wrote a song about that, saying we live in a community where people love to talk. They talk about this and they talk about that. They talk about I I never like it. That is why some people tell me I should run for public office because I'm bold and I can talk and I can this and I'm intelligent. Thank you, but I can't take it. I can't take people just saying things about me.
Yeah.
I am a kind of a Chuck Norris kind of girl. Like I would just put a slipper on them and just put them to sleep. I cannot take it. I don't like it. I want to talk to you and let's reason out and let's find something to talk about. Let's get to a solution. Let's come to a decision. But that thing about just saying things, I cannot go with it. And politics
So
is about that.
was it eventually resolved that, I mean, look at us making your entire convent days be about that rumor, but did you resolve it?
No, the person who actually had started that rumor finally told me one time that she was the one who had said that. And she said, no, she didn't mean it like that. She said that Janet meant, hear what Janet said there, and then Janet meant, that's what you meant. I said you meant that, but it didn't come out like that. It just came out that people were saying that I said I was the prettiest girl in convent.
Yeah.
That was
And
no.
yeah, and that's a lesson for anyone listening this evening. Rumors really spread and they can last a lifetime, a lifetime. Okay, so after convent high school, where did your life go?
Well, I migrated to North America. I went to Canada to live, and I went to college there and did office courses and real estate. There was a deal. I did everything I could find to keep myself busy, worked and did everything, and still was doing my music on the side, as they say, and still had a manager and still doing stuff. I was always busy. I was always a busy person. I'm still busy. Like some.
Okay, so go ahead.
No, some people meet me and in town, for instance, and they want to stop and talk, and I want to stop and talk, but it's like I'm always on that move. I'm always, and they tell me, but Janet, you're always on a big move, man. You're always on a big move. We can't talk to you, but I always have something doing. I always have to be doing something because the world is like that. You can't just sit around.
Yes.
So.
And it makes it worse when you live in North America and you get into that kind of lifestyle where people always on the go, always doing
Yes,
something.
always.
Yes. So you did real estate, but I heard you also studied health and nutrition.
Yes, I studied health and nutrition. I have my master's degree in that. I was very much interested in opening an office. I finally did the PhD. So I was interested. I was really on my way to opening an office and just helping people to stay healthy, because that course is about helping people to stay healthy instead of getting sick and then you go to a doctor. So it's a good thing to know, but I never did it. I never end up opening that office because I was always busy again with my day job, trying to make a living, making a living. Because when you have to do your own thing, if you're born rich and somebody left you a whole lot of money, then you can do. But when you have to work to get stuff done and to get what you want, sometimes it's not as easy to just do, because you need money to invest. You have to make an office. You have to, get to pay rent. You have to start, and you don't know how it's going to work out. So, yeah, I was too busy doing other things.
I keep saying that the women of Kadas, they're so humble. Even the bold, beautiful ones, they're so humble. Like I asked you about college and you're like, yeah, I did a little real estate. And then just to dig deeper, oh, I have a PhD.
Yeah,
Like, the average person would have led with that, but you're like, oh, I just did a little
it's
bit of science.
in nutrition and natural health. So
Yes.
that one I didn't do that at college. I did it when I came back here by correspondence. I did that. I did
Okay.
a correspondence course in that,
It's
but
it's still under your belt,
it's a good
but the
school.
humility is good in you that you have. That's all.
Well, to me, it's just about survival. It's doing things so that you can survive. I don't want to know that when I go somewhere, I want to get a job, and then I have to get a job as that doesn't mean a maid is not a good job, but I can't make the kind of money I want to make as a maid. So I,
Yes.
it's just about survival for me. Yeah.
Okay. So, I you told me that you have a son, and we don't have to go into that. So you are a mom also,
Yes,
in
I
the
have
midst
an
of being a
only
busy
child,
woman.
a son.
Oh, you
Yes,
have one child.
one
Okay.
child.
So
Yeah.
you're a busy mom. That happened like after you came back from college?
Yeah, no, that happened when I was still a teenager, and it wasn't a good. I left. That's when I left the country after that and migrated to Canada. That happened.
Okay.
I wasn't. It was not the time for that. So
Okay.
yeah, I was a
Yeah,
teenage.
no, I
It
understand.
was a teenage pregnancy. I guess I was a little too busy. So
Well, busy is your thing in every way, I guess.
I was a little too
Okay.
busy trying to do stuff, you know. I guess growing
Okay.
up with a single mother, she couldn't be all over the place to be looking after 7 kids,
Hmm.
so some of us strayed away. But
That's okay.
my son is I'm proud of him. He is cool. He's not on drugs or alcohol or anything like that. He's living a normal life, and in fact he's here at DBS radio reading
Oh, okay.
news in French. So he's
Okay.
bilingual because he went to live with his father in France. He spent most of his life in a French country, so he's bilingual. Yeah, I'm very proud
Okay.
of him.
Okay. Thank you for opening up about that. I am planning to do some shows with single moms or women who had children early, so they can tell us of the stories that they went through being a young mom, a teenage mom. So thank you for opening up about that. And congratulations to your son. I know he's doing well. Bell's Combo. You told me about Bell's Combo. You said that you used to sing while they were practicing. Were you a part of the band, or you just used to use their practice time to practice?
No, I wasn't part of the band, but I just used to live because where they were practicing at the time was just a few, uh, not just a few yards, I would say, from my mother's house. So I would just leave and just go to the band house and watch them practicing and be around there with them. And then I started writing little songs on my paper, on my book, and I would take the songs and tell them when they finish their practice or while they're practicing, they just used to humor me. And I used to tell them, if they can play this, I want to sing it. And they play it for me, and they would just, I guess they were fascinated by this young girl. Like the first time I went on stage with them, I was 10 years old. And I guess they were fascinated by me just wanting to be singing and doing that kind of thing. So they would play the song for me and have me singing it. And it happened that when one time when they were going to record, I asked them if I could come with them, but they had to go and ask my mother because I was just 15 at the time. So they went and asked the band leader, Mike Morrow, went and asked my mother, and she agreed. So I went to Martinique with them and did that first recording called C'est la vie, which made a
Yes.
hit. And people are still asking for it today. I thought they would forget about it, but people are still asking for it. And I told my son I don't see why they want to be asking for an old song. So he said, he told me, no, it's not an old song. There's no old in music and everything. People will be asking for that song all the time. As long as they like the song, they will be asking for it. And I just couldn't understand it. I thought that there's so many songs and so much music around now that I don't see why they would be still interested in that. But the people in Maho, just this year, they asked me to come and do a performance during the feast, and they're still asking for that song. C'est la vie.
Okay, and there's no such thing as an old song. It becomes a classic after a time. I don't know if you brought your pen drive so you could have given the technician.
I brought a drive with a lot of almost all my songs on it that I have done recently, but I don't see any of the guys around there right now. They all
okay, all right.
out.
Okay.
So
all right.
Maybe you could play the first one and the most recent one I did, because I have
So I will see what the technician can do. So are you saying that you always knew you wanted to sing, or your influence and your inspiration came from Bells, listening to Bells Combo?
I know my mother she had loved the music, and she wanted to play the piano, and she sent me when I was about 12 or 13, she sent me to learn to play the piano by Mr. Christian. He had a musical class. So I was one of the students there. She always loved music, and she wanted me to go and to learn to play the piano, but she didn't like the idea of me singing as such. She preferred me to sit at the piano like a nice little girl and play the piano and play classical piano. So I did some of that, and I still have a piano today. I practice every now and then, not enough, but I get the singing is easier for me. I find, like, I have never played the piano on stage. I just sing on stage because I can learn songs anytime I'm driving or anywhere I am. I can have the song going through my mind and be learning it. But to practice the piano, to get very good, to be a classical pianist, you have to be practicing a lot of hours. So I'm always on a move somewhere. So I dedicate, sometimes I just dedicate, say, an hour or so to piano. But I prefer singing.
So then, because of your influence with them, around them, you realized that you wanted to sing more than you wanted to play the piano.
Yes, I wanted to sing more because I just like vocals. I like harmonies. I like doing all that, and to me, I can interact with the audience. I can talk to them, and so on.
Yes. Okay, so that song "C'est la vie" is the song that made you the quote unquote first woman in Cadas, or first woman of Cadas.
Yeah.
Okay. So just last week when I had Mr. Robinson, he was telling me what the history was like in terms of recording in Dominica. You had to go overseas to record.
Yes, we did.
So I guess he wasn't around yet when he went to do that. What was it like leaving Maho and just the area where Bells Combo would be practicing, and getting to Martinique and going into a studio to record yourself? What was that like?
Well, we just went because I don't think that was their first recording, but it was my first recording. I think they had done something before that. But we just went, and we went on a plane. It wasn't a boat. We went on a plane. When we got there, at that time, they used to have the whole band in a studio, drums. Everybody had to play their instrument live in the studio. And if you made a mistake, you had to start all over. Now you have one guy sitting at his computer and the keyboard, and he plays everything. He puts on the drums, the keyboard, everything you want. So, but at that time, they had to play, all the instruments had to be together in the studio. And we did it. We went, I sang my song, and they backed me up. And when I came back here, released this song here, it was it was a big hit. And they were playing, the song was being played like 5, 6, 7 times a day all over the airwaves. It was DBS radio. And they were just playing. That's why I always like DBS radio, because DBS radio really supported me and promoted me. And I always have a special relationship with DBS radio.
Okay. So your words once when you spoke about why your career did not like continue to something really huge were limited prospects for music.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I think it's because I both my parents were business people, and I had aunts and so on, who were telling me that, and music is not a thing. I started to like it when I saw the impact that it had on people. I started to like it, and I was going on that trend, like I want to become a professional artist and just do that as my job and everything. But I had my parents, and both of them were telling me that is not something you have to do for a living. Music, you can't depend on music. Although some people say, well, yeah, you could have been big, you could have been a big art. But I still kept on doing my music, but I always kept at the back of my mind that I'm not going to be, just trying to make money in music. And you have to travel a lot. You have to be constantly on the road, and I don't really like that. I don't like the hustling of traveling all the time. To me, it was more relaxing for me to stay home. Even when I lived in North America, I didn't like the idea. I used to sing with bands up there, but I used to live in Toronto, and I had always preferred to sing around Toronto. Like, I didn't like the idea of traveling, always going on a plane and to be going somewhere to be making $1. I just find that wasn't appealing to me, and I always kept my day job. So I don't know if I would have met, the right producers and the right managers, and they say it's who you know in that business. So I was always on my day job and keeping at the back of my mind that is not, because they kept telling me that since I was small, when they noticed that I liked music and I was always with the bands, and because I did it professionally for a little without having a day job for a while, when I was with Mantra. And so we used to travel. That's the other thing. We had to travel. We were always traveling, going to some island, another island, to play music, to get some money. And I just find it was a bit tough to be doing that. So.
Okay. I want to continue, but let me just pause a second to thank the people who are here on the live with us. And, we have some avid supporters every week. They're here listening. And then every week, from week to week, based on who the guest is, we also have those who come to support the guest. So this week we have somebody named Shade Gossi. They say locked in. We have Jeanette Puffy saying good evening to all of you. We have Jackie Christopher saying hi, Janet. Someone say love you so much, Janet Azzouz. That's from Princess. We have somebody say greatest auntie ever, Nissa.
Oh, my niece.
Nissa's
oh, mwah, mwah. Kisses
And
for
then,
you, girl.
Yes, we have somebody, just Julietta Dover, saying, pleasant good evening to everyone. Good evening to you, Julietta. Thank you for being here again this evening. Someone say, I love Mama Zafa. Is that one
Mama
of your songs?
Zafa, yeah, that's one of the songs I
Okay.
did.
They say it's a big hit.
Yes, it was written by Hali. I call him the Hitman. That's one of my friends
Okay.
I went to school with, and but that was his song. He was gonna sing. I always have to tell the audience that wasn't my song, but they think I did a good job with it. So I appreciate that. Thank you. That was his song. He was gonna sing, and he couldn't be there. So he told me I was the only person he saw that could do justice to the song, and I really appreciate that because I really respect him as a songwriter and performer. He was the lead singer with Bells Combo. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right. So you have done how many songs since your career started?
Wow. Yeah, you can don't ask an artist that. Artists don't know how many songs they have. I have a flash drive here with about 40 songs on it. And that's not all that I have done. I didn't put all on it
Yes.
because some of
Well,
them I can't find them. Like C'est la vie, I had to get it from Wadix. And there's a flip side to it called So Close to Me. I see somebody put it up on YouTube, and I myself don't have it. I had one, and it was one of those little 45 recordings, those little records, the 45s. And it got, I don't know what happened to it. It got bent. I don't know, maybe one of those hurricanes. I don't know what happened, but I don't have it. I think one of my sisters have one. So, but then I have to get a record player to play it and get it
yes.
recorded. Somebody asked me for it all the way in Italy. They're collectors, people who collect the music from the 70s. That one was released in the 70s. And there's a guy asking me for it, and I have to try and see how I'm going to get it to him.
Well, you can check out the Sign Man. He tends to be the person that you can go to get every song that no one has.
I heard that.
I put him on the spot tonight.
I heard that, and I heard he has a copy of it too, you know.
Trust me, he does. I'm pretty sure he does. But it's not for sale, but maybe he can help you to get a copy of it. But I only asked about the number of songs that you have to let our young audience, those who are not privy to the impact that Cadas Lipso or Cadas have had in Dominica, to know that you're not a one-hit wonder. You know, you don't just have that one song, C'est la vie, or not because we don't see you on every stage. It doesn't mean that you're not a star in your own right. You know, you did not just become the first woman in Cadas, but you do have a name. You made your name in the industry.
Well, thank you.
So that's why I asked. Yes.
Thank you. I've always
don't
been
be
at
modest.
it.
Look at you.
I've always been at it. I feel like I just can't stop making music. I have a new song to come out just now. I did it with Ra and his son Ajmal, and I have something with my son. He's also a music producer, Dion. I have something coming out. So we keep working and producing music. It's just something you do. You just cannot stop doing it.
Yes. Okay. We have somebody saying good night from Antigua. You know, I always love when my people is locked in, my other half. Also, someone say, Ma Buntif say love her songs. Good night, Janet from Irvinia Hill. Okay, so I think I covered everybody. And Abigail Charles saying big up. Yes, for now. Okay, so let's go back over to the music. I also heard this song recently, which was a soca song. So you also did a soca song.
I did more than one soca song. I have where I have a soca song called on a rhythm called the Loud Rhythm, which was one of Dada's. He's one of a big producer here called We Heating Up the Place, and I have another one called
The Road.
On the Road is Buyo.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
On the Road is Buyo. So that is one of Ajman. I have Cadas, soca, buyo, reggae. I have pop. I have pop rock. I have rock music with rock guitars screaming. Wow. When I went to North America, I fell in love with rock music. And I did a rock album up there. And I started doing stuff like I was singing, I was on TV. I did a little TV. Yeah, I got some TV interviews and, radio play. But as I said, I didn't want to be waiting to me. I met a lot of musicians in North America who are very good musicians, but they're not making money. They're not making they're not living like they can do better, but they're not doing it. So because of that traveling, and it's a tough business. So I decided I was not going to wait for that to make money.
Yeah.
I
Constantly chasing the dream.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a woman.
Okay.
I like, yeah, I have to wear makeup every day. I like,
Yeah.
I like different. I must have money. I can't. You know the vibe. You can't live without.
Yes,
You have to do
yes.
your hair. Women, yeah. Look, the last time I saw you, your hair was different. No, you have a different hairstyle.
I'm giving it a break. I'm giving it a break now. But I'm gonna say something. Oh, the first time I met you, I got the rocker chick feel from you. Even tonight, you're sitting there, you look like a rocker chick.
Yeah, I'm a
So
rocker. I'm first of all a rocker. I'm a Dominican rocker where
yes,
you see me there. First of
yes,
all, I'm a rocker, but I do different kinds of music. I'm a musician actually. You can if you're a
yes.
musician, you have to be able. I saw white guys playing cadence, with
Mhm,
Michael Henderson. I saw white guys
mhm.
blowing. If you're a musician, you can do all kinds of music.
Versatility.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are running out of time, and I have a few areas I need to hit. I want to talk a little bit about your rivalry with Ophelia, with Auntie Ophelia. She tell me don't call her Ophelia, it's Auntie Ophelia. So tell me a little bit about that rivalry.
Well, Ophelia, I don't know. People that were just people used to be constantly calling me Ophelia. I don't know why, and I didn't like it at all. They called me Ophelia. Even right here in the studio, there was a guy talking, and then he said he was referring. There were a group of us here, and he said he referred to me as Ophelia, and I almost slapped him because. Because yeah, Ophelia was really going places because they took her husband Mark he was her manager, and he really wanted to, but she went quite, she did a lot. And
Yeah.
I left Dominica. I went away. I did stuff. I was always doing all other stuff. So I just didn't like it at all that people were constantly mistaking me for her or calling. Because I always find my music is different from her. To me, I always saw her as more of a cultural icon, some kind of a person like that. And me, I like pink hair and different things, and all kind of colors, all kind of things. My
Yeah.
leather jacket and boots, and I'm just that kind of a rocker, as you said. I'm more on of a rocker. So
Yeah.
I guess I'm one of those people that you will see, like the Rolling Stones. They're 80 years old, but they're still rocking. So
Yes. But you all are friends. It's not
yeah, we are
anything that you
friends.
can.
I did
Yes.
some work with her. I toured with her. I did song backup for her. I support her a lot and so on. I appreciate her. I really like what she did for herself and for Dominica, you know. So
Yes. Okay, I see we're running out of time. I'm trying to get all my questions in. Okay. Also, so that has been your life with music, and it's still ongoing. What is next for you in music?
I'm releasing music all the time. I have a song coming out with I did with Ra and his son Ajmal.
Hmm.
It's called Question, and it's more of an, I don't know what kind of a beat. It's more of a Afro dance hall kind of a.
Oh, you're going Afro now. Look at
Yes,
that.
I sing it. I
Diversity.
sing a couple of the Afro songs. I have them in my
Yes.
repertoire because we working to get moving and going soon. We have a group. We just setting up a small group, and
Hmm.
we have because the Afrobeat is like our beat, It's the same thing,
Yes.
It's just the way they sing because their accent and their words are different, but it's the same
Hmm.
beat. When I hear the beat, I hear the cadence beat in it. That's a similar beat that we have. I guess we are the same kind of people because that song
Hmm.
of mine, C'est la vie, it made it in some place in Africa. I heard it's been playing. I was here on an interview with a DJ, and a guy called all the way from um, a place in Africa, and said, if that's the same Janet Azzouz, can you play that song for me, C'est la vie?
Oh,
I was
wow.
totally shocked. I'm wondering, and that was years after that song was released. So you just don't know. Music is just a strange thing.
Yes. And you are going to be on stage for the Calypso Festival
Yeah, I
this year?
believe so. I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's another place that someone may be able to hear you if you're there. All right. I have some um quick questions to you, like the fast round. But before we go into the fast round, something that you told me about is that you're going through a land dispute. That might be a public thing that people know about. I don't know if you want to just brush over it a little bit. We don't want to put too much time
Oh,
into
I just
it,
wanted
but
to, yeah, well, I just wanted to, it's just not a good thing for Dominican people, the Dominican people to be, we need to look after our area, we need to look after our place. And I went through this nonsense with a foreign national from all the way from California who came here years after I bought my property and been going. I bought a nice piece of land, a piece of Dominica with a little stream flowing through it, and he found
oh
himself
wow.
going all up to the source of the stream, up the mountain, digging it up and sending all the stream on his side. And not that he didn't have water, he has a stream, he has a piece of it going by him, but he just want to take all, and he met the stream. The bigger piece was flowing on my land. But anyway, I still have water on the property because I went to the police, I went to forestry, they've been dealing with him, but it's just taking a long time. I am in a lawsuit with him, so I'm not letting him get away with it, but it caused me a
Write
lot
a
of
song on
stress.
him, man. Write a song on him.
Write a song on him.
Oh, well, okay. So we wish you the best with that. And finally, our speed round. What is your favorite color?
uh,
Mm,
I'm a colorful person. I like different colors. Yellow.
yellow?
Yellow, it goes
Okay,
with my complexion.
it sure does.
I like blue. I like
Uh,
green.
rainbow.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Let me say that. We have a famous one. Bananas, green bananas or dasheen.
Green bananas.
Any day, every
I
day.
like dasheen, but
Okay.
it can fatten you. So it's starchy. Green bananas don't fatten you. Take it from a
Okay.
take it from a nutritionist.
Nutritionist.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, trust me, I've taken it. I need to lose some weight. So, um, Cocoa tea or lemongrass?
Oh, both.
You
Both.
cannot choose.
Mm-mm. Both. Cocoa is
Oh,
very good. It's an antioxidant. It's very good for you.
mhm.
Your body, it's very good. Just very good. Lemongrass is another master herb.
Yes.
Very good.
All right. What is your zodiac sign?
It's supposed to be Aquarius.
Oh, it's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's Aquarius, but I don't really believe in zodiac
Yes.
sign. I think people make up their minds. I think it can cause you to be who you are not if you believe it too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And last but not least, how do you want to be remembered?
Well, I'm not ready to die yet, but um, I I would like to be remembered as this badass chick that never take any crap from anybody, and I kept doing my best to get myself from one stage to the next.
Yes. Okay. Well, trust me, we want to remember you the way that you want to be remembered. And everyone here in the live, is an indication, is an indication that you are somebody special in a lot of Dominicans' hearts. So thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Next up this evening, we have Streams of Consciousness with Hassan Robinson. But this evening, I had Miss Janet Azzouz, and she is the first woman of Kadas in Dominica. If you did not know, now you know. You heard it here on Bio Out Loud. Her favorite color, she doesn't have one. She loves them all. She loves the entire rainbow. She is Ja Grabe, but she's also Ja Maho. She will be performing at the Maho feast this month. What else did we learn from Miss Janet? Miss Janet lives in Canada, and
No, I
she
live
also
here.
has. You lived in
Oh,
Canada.
lived. Okay.
Past tense, yes.
Yeah.
I know you live here. And she has a PhD. Who would have known she has a PhD? Her first time in the studio was at 15 years old. So we learned a lot of fun facts this evening and she did not say that she was the most beautiful woman at convent. It was a rumor. I was just about to say how beautiful you are, and I remember that one. So we learned a lot from her this evening, and I know we will be hearing a lot more from music. She has two new songs coming out, one with her son Dion Henderson, or he's producing it, and also with Ra, one of the originators or the creator of the Booyah music. So look out for her. She will surely not be forgotten. And this was an episode with her on Bio Out Loud here on DBS Radio every Monday night with Julie Roberts. Tonight's show was brought to you by the National Institute for Praise Production, and I will see you next week. Don't forget to love and be great at all times. Have a good one. Good night.
Good night, Julie, and thank you for having me. And good night to everybody listening. We love you. God loves you. Stay strong, and be positive. Always have a positive mental attitude. That's part of our health. Take it from a person who studied health. Okay? Always have a positive mental attitude. Stay strong. Somebody loves you.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Yes. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.